so don't
Yeah,
have a lot of time. What's that?
we can see you.
I know. That makes you appreciate the backlighting.
Oh,
Just so kidding. Okay, so we should probably start with the Scrum. Who wants to go first? Robert, you want to go first?
Yeah. I've been doing a lot of learning in the last few days, more than programming. I saw the discussion you had about the member files, and I realized I don't know anything about deployment or anything, so I didn't know what you were talking about. I looked at that and at Capistrano, because I didn't know anything about it. And then I started reviewing the open PRs, and well, just amazed at how clever you all are, and just trying to understand what is going on. I'm almost finished with the last one, and that's yours about the addresses, Patrick. So a lot of learning, and that's it.
yeah, I'm happy to help you with, I'm probably just a chapter ahead of you on Capistrano. I mean, the key is that it's based on Rake. It builds on Rake, so.
Cool.
Okay, so yeah, I was looking at Capistrano stuff, and I was able to zip off those super easy one-liners so I could feel productive PRs. And then the mail stuff, looking back at that, yeah, getting into, so I have to dig a little deeper in the formatting because so I have more work on that. I'd like to talk about that for a few moments after we do the Scrum. And I have a parking lot issue for Robert, a quick question about the database structure SQL file. And I haven't yet gotten to your PR there, Patrick, but I will.
My PR there?
Your PR.
Right there, that's right.
It's over here. Migrated.
Okay. Okay, great. So for myself, I did submit that PR. I've been reviewing PRs, and I haven't completed my review of yours, Ashley. So I was waiting until it was a little bit more ready, if you will, because I know you've been doing kind of email previews and not actually sending them, so there's some work there. But yeah. I will definitely dive into the testing, since you have a question about that. I'm sure you've tested it thoroughly, but I'll definitely check that. And I was looking at the problem we were having when we do send email from SHF via Mailgun. Right. As you saw, Ashley, we're getting some SPF errors.
Right. Well, we haven't set it up. I'm not surprised.
Well, we have actually. I mean, I've looked at Mailgun and done some. Sorry. So our Mailguns in the dashboard says that our DNS record for the Swedish dog, whatever that word means, is set up correctly for SPF. And everything I can see looks good. And I've got some information from, actually, Susanna uploaded our DNS record snapshot from the dashboard from the provider, and it looks good. So anyway, I opened a support ticket with Mailgun. And waiting. Of course, I'm not going to see it because the email goes to Susanna, but I let her know that she should be seeing something. I don't know if it's a breaker, if it just slows us down a little bit, or if some point. In this case, Google was complaining because I was sending it to my Google email address. It was saying that Mailgun's not an authorized sender for our domain name. And so I don't know if Google gets to the point where it says, "Okay, I've complained enough about this. I'm shutting it off because you're spamming." So that's the thing that concerns me the most if that happens. So that's pretty much it for me.
Good, good.
So parking lot items. So I also created a bunch of stories. I'd mentioned that our stories came out of thinking about the multiple address thing.
Yeah, good.
So I've got 3 or 4 stories, or 5, I think, created this morning.
Great.
Kind of offshoot. So there may be some of that stuff we want to talk about as well, but maybe after the parking lot stuff.
So I have Yeah, sorry to jump ahead. So I have what I think is a quick question for you, Robert. So when you did your membership number, you used the Postgres specific sequence thing.
Yep.
And so now we're getting a file created. So just like we have the schema file is the generic definition of the database. And the database structure.sql file is created when you have a vendor specific thing. So since we do now, we have the Postgres sequence call. We now have this additional file. So my question is just, it's checked into Git. So I should update mine. So it's going to be like the, like one of those, it's going to update a lot, but that's okay. I mean, I think it is. I just want to.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I actually think this is the file that creates the database. I'm not sure if the schema is still the leading one.
Yeah, right. This one may take precedent because it's more specific. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's so. It is needed. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just okay. Done.
I thought you had another one, Ashley, or that was the only one?
Well, I mean, we can talk about my PR and other stuff too, in general, but that's
okay.
it.
All right, should we look at where we are in PT then?
Yes.
Okay. So, working on that one. Still waiting on that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
do you want to skip through these or do you want to talk about questions as we go through?
Yeah, maybe we just go one by one. If there's anything to comment on or questions, we just stop there. But
okay, so so this one is my big one. So there's a couple of parts to it. There's the design, the look and feel.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so, for example, any images need to be served up from a server. And so as we're doing development and testing, you'll have to have those images on your local machine. And so, Patrick, you commented on that. When you fixed an image URL, it worked. You could see the image. So I'm working on that so that it works better as we're doing testing and development. The CS,
well,
yeah.
The issue is not so much, I mean, the images have to be on the server, and they are on the server because they're in Git, right? We pull them in, but they have to be served up to a remote email client through absolute URLs, not relative.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, both of those things.
Yep.
And then also, I didn't realize quite to the depth, but CSS has to be inlined, meaning that many mail recipient servers like Google will strip out any styling that's in the head block.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either. So I have more work to do on the look and feel.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one part of it. So another part of it is just, and this is where both of you all can help with your reviews, are the mailer classes and such factored well? Do I have the right tests for those? How much testing do we need to do with that? So aside from the look and feel part, making sure that those classes are okay and improved.
Yep.
So that's the status of that. More work. So one thought is I could split off that PR into another piece, but that might be a little hard for me, but I can.
Well, you don't have to do it for this one because it's going to make it even more difficult, I guess. But I noticed that as we go along, the PRs are getting big again, and it's not sure how we can solve it. But I find it very difficult to then review them.
Yeah.
It is hard.
So I don't know if we can, at the story end, we can perhaps have a bit more discussion about how to partition them to smaller stuff.
Yeah. Maybe some pair programming help in some cases. Yeah, something to really keep in mind. That's good.
Yeah. Okay, but it's just for the future.
As we keep moving forward. Yeah.
Yeah. So we struggle with that too, and it's only Ashley who does that actually. I'm kidding, of course.
You know what? It's a package deal with the weather. So if you guys don't like the weather, you know, it's.
Well, the problem is that some of these are you're either pregnant and you go 9 months, or you're not pregnant. You know what I mean? Some of them are really tough to break up without delivering something that's unworkable. I think email is one of them. I think refactoring the address stuff. I think I could have delivered something where you can still only have one address for a company, but with a little extra work, it was actually much more useful. So yeah, I probably could have delivered something with 30 files instead of 35 files. Or something. Some of them we just got to bite the bullet and do it. I hate to do it, but
are so foundational. That's true, but I think your point is really good, and particularly to me, to put some more effort into making sure that the PRs are as encapsulated and small as possible.
Well, one of the things I find
one-liners.
One of the things I find useful for especially the bigger PRs is, before I dive into it, if we could have a demo from the author, which actually orients me to really what I should be worrying about. And I know you put some notes in yours actually about this is how you tackle this monster.
But a demo,
demo would be very helpful, and a little bit discussion about how it works. So really informs the code review.
Yeah.
And I think what would help is if we have a clear division when someone is still working on the PR, or when it's supposed to be reviewed.
Yeah. Yeah, we try to put WIP in front of it if it's still in progress.
Yeah, but yeah. Yep,
good stuff. You're absolutely right. We need to be careful with not having things grow and grow. I can't tell you how many times I've thought, well, gee, I'd like to, this little piece I'm looking at, I should restructure this while I'm doing this. And it's, no, don't. It's not part of the story.
And especially working, I mean, if you work full time on something, it's easier to schedule those. And we have a little bit of a complication.
Yep.
Okay, email done. Done. Anything else on that, Ashley? I think we're good there?
No.
Okay, nothing to talk about there. Switch to, so I've got the action item to do something about that. Email admin when a new application received. This poor fellow's probably given up on us because we've been blocked by the email story. But anyway, maybe he'll come back once the email goes in. Anything on this one, Ashley, we should discuss?
No, so I've kind of put that on the back burner with other, working on the email and a few other things. So.
Okay. No updates on search for users index.
Kind of just the backups. I just want to remind, backups are happening. It's just that if we automatically deployed, I need to rewrite those, make sure those scripts are there manually. That's all.
Yep. Okay. Let's talk about that. So automate some PR review. Okay, that's something that, Robert, you're interested in. Any updates?
No updates yet, but still interested.
Generate membership numbers. Any update on that? We're waiting. We've actually accepted it, haven't we? Our team has accepted it, and we're ready for client review. I think there was a question from Susanna this morning about
I thought it was merged already, but
that one probably is. Anyway, maybe not related. Add mail attribute. So I went ahead and I marked it as finished, which means we decided to deliver or not, and I think it's still under review. Susan, Ashley, you haven't had a chance to look at it.
Right, I haven't yet.
Robert, I don't know if you've looked at it. I think you did.
Yep.
I think I saw some clever Ruby thing you pointed out, so that looks pretty cool.
But it was your clever Ruby thing.
Oh, okay.
You used it somewhere else, so I just...
Good reminder.
Looks like it reads better than a if-then-else clause, that's for sure. So thank you for that. Anything on this one here, Robert? This is the one you're currently working on?
No, I'm working on it. Yeah.
Okay. These are related to the fire drill we just had on updating the pages stuff, the SHF docs.
Right.
So
I have a PR that just updates the Capistrano. That's the one I labeled hotfix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can use that label or not. I don't really care. I thought that we were going to do it right then. So this is and we've talked about, so this is a short-term fix, and then we can decide long-term, do we want to be storing those files someplace else now?
Yep. But this gets us past the crisis anyway, right?
Yeah. So.
Yep. That's great. Okay. Review models for this one. I spent some time on this morning. Actually, I don't know if you saw my notes.
I just saw that you had notes. I haven't thought through them, and yeah, I've been noodling around in my head about them too. And so, at some point, it'd be great just to do a hangout, just to talk about things out loud and with Robert, whatever, because I've been percolating.
Yeah, let's do that. So, short story for me is that I looked at it and I think we're pretty good for our current structure. I don't see any refactoring that cries out to be done in our current model structure. Right. I do think, though, what's helpful, and I didn't put this here, but as we extend the model structure into new areas, we probably have to have a lot more discussion and introspection and skepticism, if you will, around initial designs we come up with. Because I think sometimes we go out, we're ahead of the business rules, and sometimes the business rules are not even defined until we bring to the client's attention that we need something defined here, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that's one of the key takeaways for me for that one.
Good.
But take a look, Ashley, and yeah, let's connect up on that. But overall, for our current structure, I think we're in pretty good shape. I think we've done the heavy lifting. Cucumber steps. What's this one, Ashley? Is this done? Or?
I've got a PR about that. I know, Robert, you just put in a comment, which I think is good. So I think if I address Robert's comments, and then when he's happy with it, that's the little one line.
Okay.
I'm happy with it already, Ashley. I didn't know if it's, so it was meant as an escape, or? Yeah. Oh, because I didn't know if it's some convention showing them, but yeah.
So.
Okay.
So those little one-liners came out, or that one was something Matthew had done.
The cucumber stuff?
Right.
Yep. Right.
I do have a question about this one. Because I was the one that put in the fail line. Is there a reason why that didn't fail?
Well, I think it has to do with the layers of exception handling and how Cucumber, Cucumber is not looking for a Ruby exception fail, or maybe that's an RSpec fail. I can't quite remember. It's really going to bubble up and expect an expectation fail. And so, yeah, yours wasn't showing up. I mean, I saw a line in the log go through, but the test passed and I never got an exception thrown. So that's what prompted me to take it to the next level up.
Yeah, it looks a lot nicer too.
Right.
Yeah, the previous mechanism was kind of confusing. There was a catch-all exception or rescue, regardless of the type of exception, and there was an error printed out at that point, and there's an attempt to find if we're looking for a path that doesn't exist. I think it's much clearer now.
Yeah.
With your change, Ashley.
2 layers.
How about this one, 361?
Same. It's a one-liner. I saw it in zip by in the log, and it didn't have any effect on functionality, but just a matter of cleaning up, but an ID was being passed through, and in the log you could see parameter not permitted.
So we are comfortable with squash and merge at this point?
Except
Yeah,
you,
I just have one question. It didn't have any functionality
yeah.
changes, so I wonder why is the ID passed? It doesn't do anything because if we block it, it doesn't change the functionality.
Yeah.
So what does this exception mean in the log?
So this was going through, I think it's the, I can't switch to the branch. I got too much going on at the shelf. You know, maybe we should hold off and look at that.
No, you can merge it. That's not a problem. I was just wondering what.
Yeah, but that came apart, I think, when Matthew submitted his stuff with searching. I can't remember if that was your membership stuff. Membership number. Hey, Susanna. Membership number had been submitted.
We presumably there's another set of permitted attributes in the controller that's not, maybe is using this. Is that right? But it's marked private, so I doubt. I bet there's another.
The definition is, I mean, just the methods are private, but I'm going to put a PT story in there.
I bet there's duplicated permitted parameters in the controller. Otherwise, the controller probably would have failed without that. I don't know. To Robert's point.
Yeah, I want to hold off. I want to hold off on that. Actually, I'm going to mark that as work in progress.
Okay. Sounds good.
So that we can.
Good
question.
Just looking for opportunities to merge stuff. Oh, Robert, you've still got a story or a question outstanding, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe today or tomorrow that can be merged in.
Okay. Yeah, we don't need to worry about merging now, I guess. Let's see. Talk about that.
That hotfix, the Capistrano one.
Yeah. Should we try to?
So, Robert, if you.
There's two already.
If you want to, that's a good learning topic for Capistrano. You should make sure you kind of have a basic understanding of that.
Yeah, I've I've looked at this a lot. Yeah, and one thing I didn't understand, but I think that's the question Patrick asked too. Is well, this one. I don't understand if you put something under shared links, that and there's still some documents in Git that it doesn't copy them.
Right. So what you have in the Git repository is all well and good, but it's really up to Capistrano and the code and tasks you put in there as to what it does with your entire universe of your project. So it can pull stuff. So there's not like a one-to-one relationship between what you have in Git and what you end up in deploy. What you have in Git is just one part of your entire universe of your project. So think of it that way.
And in what way would the suppose we would start with this one, and there weren't any files yet in the shared pages in the pages directory, and then you would how would you put them in?
That I can look down at Git. I don't know if if it uses this as the first source if they don't exist, or if it just ignores copying. That I don't know.
Okay.
Can we go ahead and merge this one, given that it is kind of important?
And then when that one is finished, we can see if
it fixes it.
No, we can't, because this is Capistrano. That doesn't affect Heroku, does it?
Correct. It does not.
Well, we could go ahead and push changes to production if you're game for that, Susanna. This might be the only additional change since we pushed changes and we deployed. Thank you, Ashley. On Tuesday. So squash and merge, everybody?
Yes.
To do the squash and merge, it's taken the world by storm. Okay. All right, great. Good to
We
get that
just
in.
have to make a backup of the files there, just in case.
Wow.
Okay. Well, okay. Yeah.
Is that loud enough?
Should we all be in on the call? Who that is?
It's
Bella just asked me if there's anything she needs to do until Tuesday.
Good. Good for her. I'm glad.
yeah, so I'll take the action item to see if we have any outstanding. I think our questions were all answered, but I'll look around, and if anybody else got any, we can. I know she appreciates an email a few days before the meeting if we have any questions. So that's a good point. All right. Review models for refactoring. We talked. Wait, did we? That's the one we talked about, right? Okay, we already talked about that. All right. Let's see. Where are we now? 362 default order list email twice. That has been reviewed.
Yep.
I think. Oh, good. You got 2 check mark. All I got to do is update that, Ashley, and you can go ahead and
Okay. So
merge that.
I'll do that
Okay, great.
again.
Okay, so we've got that. Devise test helpers. So that one, that was another one-liner, right, Ashley? It's
Yeah.
already in place.
Yeah, a little chore.
363, is that ready to merge yet?
Yeah.
It's been reviewed. It's just got to be updated, and you're good to go.
Good.
Okay, good. And this is the one we talked about, right? 364.
Yeah.
Okay. So stories. So I added this story. We talked about this before. Spike to determine HIPS integration and figure out if we need billing address on our side or only on the HIP side. So that's basically the story. There's nothing beyond the title there. So add list of members to company show view. You guys remember that I'd said that, well, I don't have a screenshot.
Yeah.
So we've got a bunch of white space to the left of the embedded map on the show. We should.
You good on that?
Yeah, so here, I thought a list of members, and the name of the member would just be a mail to link.
Not a mail to link, but
If we do a mail to link, then they should be able to not make it a mail to link.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
Maybe some people don't want emails to their personal email.
Should we just make it static text with no?
For now. I think the plan is to make a sort of profile page for each person.
Yeah, absolutely. Do people? Is that a concept that people have talked about? Like,
it's in the initial sketches.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So we'll just do simple text there. So should we vote on this? It's fairly straightforward.
Yeah, but don't we already have a user profile page? And couldn't you make the link to that one?
Well, if
The
you're
user
not,
profile page is for the user themselves. It's got their first name, their last name, their password, and their email address. It's just for maintaining their own account profile, if you will.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's
not
not a
publicly-
member profile.
Yeah.
right.
It is- Mhm.
It's more like their SHF system account information.
Right, right. Although that form we would expand if we go to actually a public profile view of a member. We'd use that form, we'd add the ability to upload a photo, all that stuff. So, and that's the stuff we would show publicly. So why don't we just do this verbally in the interest of time, so this is not a big deal. I would suggest, I'm just going to throw out 1 for this. Well, maybe 2. We have to have a test for it, don't we? 2.
Yeah.
Is that too much?
No, I think a 2-2.
Yeah.
2?
Yeah, I think that's fine, and especially if somebody else works on it who's not as familiar with the system.
That's true too. Okay, this is just another bullet warning about needed to load here. So I think I made it a bug. Yeah. Okay. So no problem there.
So
I
I
don't know what that is.
I think that's good. Just as an aside, I put some PT stories in, but they're down the Icebox list about performance.
Okay.
You know, this is not, our users are not complaining about performance. It's not a high.
No, not even on the WordPress site, which is completely crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So here, I think we need a little bit of discussion. So we talked about the fact that main address, it's an instance method for company. It's somewhat obsolete with multiple addresses.
Yeah.
It just gets the first. So there's 3 places that we talked about before where it's used. One is we're using it for the member data export. And we've established, I guess, that every company has to have a mailing address, right?
Yes.
Although we don't currently enforce the creation of the address, which is something we need to worry about more later. But I would say, why don't we just use the mail address in the export once
Yes.
the multiple addresses thing is in there?
Yep.
Yes.
So related to that, Susanna, I had a question. When we go ahead and we migrate from single address to multiple addresses, I'm just taking all the addresses forward. I'm not marking any of them or any of the single addresses as the mail address for the company.
So,
should we go ahead and do that since
Yes.
that seems to have been our default assumption? Okay. All right. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to make that change in my PR then.
And then if they have a different mail address, then they have to add that.
Yeah. I'm assuming you're going to communicate to them, hey, we have this capability.
Yeah.
Your single address we assume was a mailing address. If you don't like that, come and change it.
Yeah. As
Yep.
soon as it is in the system, I will send a newsletter.
Okay, great.
Great.
Okay, business category is show view. It lists companies which provide this service category, but they only list one region because they just call for the one address. So do I have a picture of that? This might be a picture. Yeah, so this is a business category. It lists for a business category all the companies that provide that service in their region. And we may have multiple regions of operation for a specific company. So the idea is we just add multiple regions listed in the row here.
Mm-hmm.
That's the idea. Does that seem reasonable?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're on that. Companies list partial. This is used by the index view. So it shows companies that match the search criteria.
Right.
And same thing. It shows the region and the commune of the company. And we may have multiple regions and or communes for a company. So we just list both, or all of the regions and all the communes in the listing. Does that seem a reasonable approach too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So this might be, Susanna, we did a little bit of retrospective. So some of the PRs and some of the stories are very foundational and have to be big, but particularly I'm the biggest offender. And we need to keep trying to look for opportunities to make the PR small. So with respect to that, Patrick, this tour might be a couple of PRs?
So this is, the story here is to determine how to refactor. It's not to do the refactor. So good. I just want to have this discussion. What I'll do is I'll create 3 stories, and I will mark my current PR, the story for my current PR, as a blocker to these 3 stories.
Got it.
Okay.
Yep. Good.
Yep. But your point is absolutely correct. Absolutely well taken. So I'll deal with that.
Great.
And I'll mark it as complete. SPF errors when sending email. I filled in everybody in, Susanna, before you joined that we're having those SPF errors. Did you get any email from Mailgun regarding the support ticket?
Let's see.
Because everything looks good on the DNS side. Okay. What they say?
But nothing, no answer.
It was just, we got your ticket?
No, it was your question.
Okay, just send it back to me, huh? Or to you. Okay. Well, if you get anything, would you just forward it on to me? Unless it's something that you can go ahead and fix if it's something we're doing wrong. That'd be great.
I don't know my password.
For Mailgun?
I send it to you.
Okay.
Swish.
So this here...
Anything I get from them, I send.
Okay, great. Thank you. This is related to what we talked about before, the Capistrano Pages shared directory business.
So yeah, so you and I both put in something in PT. So mine was the little tiny fix. And so I don't know if you want to, if you see this as being the same or if this is the next.
I see this as being the same unless you want this to be a follow-up story for moving.
We do need a follow-up. We do need a follow-up story, so you can decide either way. Just as long as we have the follow-up story in there.
Well, I think we should discuss it because, to be honest, I don't particularly see the need to move the documents out of the Pages directory. I don't know what that, and I don't necessarily want to bog down us now in talking about that, but
no, yeah, okay. I'll make a
it's one of those
to have a discussion about that design.
Okay, so should I just either delete it? I'll just go ahead and finish this.
However you want to handle that, it's fine with me.
I'll just delete it. I'm just going to delete it because it's kind of duplicated. Okay. All right. Let's see. Where were we? I guess we've talked about these other things before. Okay. I think that's it for that.
Sorry.
Talking about all these.
The Ruby version. I don't expect that to cause any kind of hiccup or change, but I've just been holding off on that until we all, so that we can just do that and make sure it works without having other features and stuff deployed on top of it. It is a security issue, but again, we don't have a giant user base and aren't dealing with financials or anything yet, so I'm not concerned about it.
Yeah, there's no goodies like additional language features, are there? Just all security, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So your point is actually we don't need to do it right away, or?
That's why I haven't done it.
Okay. Yep. All right. Good. And I think that's, so this one here, dev setup, what's this I-18 translation JS thing? So I don't remember why, but I did add it to the git ignore. It is created for the gem that allows you to use your I-18N translations on the client or browser side. It actually makes those available. The way it makes available, it auto-creates this JS file, this JavaScript file. JavaScript, all the translations in our YAML files, and makes them available to the browser. And they tend to be produced on the fly as needed in each local server environment that needs them. So if I remember that, I can go back and review that and see if I've got that right. But that's why I stuck it in git ignore. Everybody's going to get that automatically created when you fire up the server.
I think somebody, getting the development environment set up, somebody ran into a hiccup there. I don't remember if it was Matthew or I don't remember who, but I think that's the origin of that.
Okay. I mean, Robert's been set up since that went in. I don't know if, Robert, did you remember any problem with that?
I didn't have any problem with this one. But I set up long before this.
Before the client-side I-18N translations have been in there for quite a while, actually.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Did we have...
Is this assigned to anybody? I don't think so, because it's not started.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I can look into that.
Doesn't seem like it's super high priority, though. That's my opinion.
I don't think so either.
So I would be fine with moving that down, even though it's a bug. Maybe it's a chore, actually.
Yeah, just to confirm. Yeah, bug might be too strong a word. Yeah, okay. Let's see. 16 is found. Okay. All right, nothing there we got to talk about right now?
No, apart from, is Matthew still working on the members should be able to edit their application? Not be able to edit their application?
I don't know.
Yeah, we have from.
Did anybody speak to him last week or no? Okay.
Oh, he was on a Scrum last week, or excuse me, one of the meetings.
It's the other Matthew.
Matthew
I'm-
Oh, no,
Campbell,
no.
right?
Yeah,
Right.
but he wasn't there last time. But he was the time before.
Yeah, not this week. He hasn't been, but
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Not this week, but I guess Thursday last week. Yeah, he was, because I was at my sister's house. I remember Thursday. So yeah.
so we just sent him a message in Slack saying, "Hey, missed you. What's the status?" Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that he's not going to do any more work on the project. I don't know. So he and I talked after that, and
Well, do you want to
That's-
send the message then?
probably might be better coming from you actually.
Okay.
So we had some rather contentious points, and the tone of the conversation was not really entirely agreeable the whole time. So I get the impression that maybe he's just going to finish up the story he was working on and not do anything else.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yep.
So I'll send him a private email and then see.
yeah,
Check.
that'd be good.
Okay.
Okay, so let me just check the agenda for today, and I think the only thing we haven't touched upon is demos. What are we going to demo on Tuesday? So we don't have anything demoable here. We've got add search to users index. We can show that. Generate membership numbers, definitely can show that. And then we fixed some problems there in production, hopefully with those docs. So those are easy. So why don't we now, if we're good for it, go ahead and move changes into production and see if we've actually fixed that SHF doc problem. Everybody up for that?
So
If there's a backup already.
yeah, let me jump in and do that.
I'll
And
stop.
then the other thing is if Matthew is not available to demo on his stuff on Tuesday,
Oh, is that right, Matthew?
since he's not in or
Oh, no, I can do that.
okay, and
No
you've
problem.
got the demo, you can do the demo on your mail stuff. Okay.
Who did you mention that to, Ashley?
Well, don't you? No, sorry. You sorry. I was thinking ahead.
Oh, you're talking about the multiple address thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, if it's
We're just not there yet.
accepted and merged, we're okay. But if not, either way.
Okay, so give me a minute, and then. So as I do this, I'm sorry. I got to log in, get all my password things. Anything else?
I think we're good. I think we just want to hang out and watch the deployment, make sure that the pages are respected now.
Okay, let me get
Because
it.
Susanna's getting sick of fixing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with all your spare time?
Today,
Exactly.
today I sent 25 member packages.
Yeah, I remember you use email, and you're
Cool.
a homeowner too, so that
Yeah, no spare time.
no. All righty.
And then I sent 5 new membership cards to people who didn't have pictures on their first ones. So we need to get that digital so I don't have to send so much mail.
Well, so here's a story for that.
There is a story for that.
While she's working on that, Susanna, is there any concept within the SHF membership of they'd like help being paid by their customers, and they maybe would like something on the SHF website that would allow their customers to come in and pay them? You know what I mean? Has anybody ever mentioned that? Or I mean, that's way beyond what we're doing now, but I'm just curious if we could extend payment services to
That's what
member companies.
Dean Kush is for.
That's
like,
what?
Dean Kush is a sort of organizational system where you can organize classes and have them sent out emails to your participants, and the participants can also pay via that system. and we have a deal with them, so our members
Oh, I
get
see.
discount. The discount isn't huge, so if you don't have a lot of classes, it's not worth it. But if you have some stuff going on, then it's a good thing. And then people have WordPress and sell their classes on WordPress with WooCommerce, and I mean, it's so. I had one person who said, "I don't want any of my information on your page. I want them to find me on my page." So it's on that level.
I see. I see.
I think some people might find it really awesome and cool, and I know that we might have even a buyer for the whole system if this is incorporated, like the same system but with a different name. But no, for our members, I don't think it's
All
of
that
interest to
attractive.
many. No.
Okay. Just wondering about that as we think about payments.
Because there's so much more around it, and some people use front page still, and some it's a mess.
Does that still exist?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Front page? You're kidding me. That's like, what, 15 years old?
So I have a website that I'm going to help her make a new version of, but she still updates it. She's a SHF member. I'm gonna share my screen so you can see the horribleness. She agrees. She agrees. So I'm not like slandering or whatever. Look at this beauty.
Ah, yes, that's looks familiar.
Oh my gosh. Oh boy, that's
Yeah.
pretty hideous.
And then
The
she has,
table. I see tables.
Linking thing. There's a.
but at least she's SHF advertising.
Oh gosh.
I know that there's a guy.
And she has different. I haven't even clicked around to see what's where, but it's pretty horrible, right?
Well, at least it's centered and it's got pictures.
It's completely horrible. But she agrees. So I have the opportunity to make a new one
Nice.
for her.
Say no to what?
To choking chains.
Okay. Yeah. Choking things.
People choking their dogs.
Good. Don't do that.
But yeah, she still updates this.
Ashley, who's that comic lives in your neck of the woods? He used to be a website designer. Now he's a full-time comic guy.
Oh yeah, the guy who does.
Do you remember what he goes by, his handle or his name?
Oh, the oatmeal.
Oatmeal, that was it. Thank you.
Ah,
He
yeah.
drives a Tesla.
I've seen those. He has dogs too
Yes.
sometimes.
He does have dogs. That's yeah. I'm sure I've sent you those. My dogs is old man. The two dogs he is. Anyway, yes. I'm sorry. I'm being.
Yeah, take your time. So I just sent a link there. If you guys, look at it on your spare time or whatever, but it's really hilarious. He used to be, this guy is a full-time cartoonist, etc., but he used to be a website designer. And this is based upon his experience of working with some clients. It's really funny.
Yeah.
So.
There's a guy who's big in the UX community who does, at any rate, and one of the presentations he does is show really bad designs, and they're beyond hilarious. Every millimeter of the screen is filled with something like those really old new and flashing and
Oh, those GIFs that kept flashing at you. Oh, horrible.
yeah, they're blinking. Okay.
Enough to bring on an epileptic fit.
Yes.
Well, you know, you can say no to a client also.
That's true. Well, I think in this even refers to when do you decide when you're going to fire the client.
Yeah, exactly. Let me check, make sure I copied files as I expected. Yes. Okay, we have a backup of the those. I wonder about images.
I'm presenting to everyone still for
Oh.
some reason.
Okay.
We'll stop that.
Okay, if you want to deploy, I've made a backup of the those HTML files for your membership pages. So if they are clobbered as we deploy, you can copy your hard work back.
Oh, I installed a new OS version, so it wants my SSH password, which I have no idea.
For deploying?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I can't help you with that.
So I can't do that right now. Maybe. No.
Well,
I have to go find it.
right. I mean, I know what the. I think that's going to be yours.
So right now I'm just confirming the remiss page and the the visit page. They look good. The images are showing up. There's no double titles. All looks fine.
No, there shouldn't be because I.
So everything's good there, huh? On the production side right now.
I guess
we haven't deployed yet.
No, we haven't. I'm just confirming before we deploy, nothing's broken.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, pointing to the images. Hold on, I'm doing too many things at once.
Interesting. What does that mean?
What does what mean?
In the chat.
At the moment, the links on this page are broken.
Really?
Let me.
So I'm looking at the historical documents.
Susanna?
Yes. Yes. I'm Susanna.
Can you share your screen?
Why?
Well, you said the links on the
anything.
pages are broken. I don't know what.
I translated for Patrick. It was his question.
I'll share my screen.
Okay.
I was just
Sorry, I was
poking around, and so I'm on the production site, and I was just looking at the docs. But when I tried to get to historical documents, I got this, which I've never seen before.
But I added it now so that people don't think they're working.
well.
Oh, you added this?
Yes.
This translation? Why is it popping up? I'm logged in as the admin of this site.
Why are we seeing any
Yeah.
flash error at all?
And
because I put it there.
Oh, it's part of the document.
Yes.
Got
that's
it.
Interesting.
I see. Because you styled it to look like a flash error.
Yes.
That's what threw us all.
It's part of the document. So why are these all broken, Suzanne? Do you have any idea?
Because the domain is unconnected, not paid for, and I haven't uploaded them.
Okay.
Anywhere else.
So do you detect that, or is this just a static message you put up?
Static.
Oh, it's just static for now. Okay.
They
Yeah.
haven't worked for months.
Oh,
But,
really? Oh, jeez.
let's see, generate.
Okay, well, that's what's going on there then.
Okay, good. You know, developers, designers were easily confused, so.
Yeah, that was disconcerting to see that. Especially since
It
you got to
wasn't
put
for
it.
you. It was for the users.
I
Yeah,
know.
just the way you
You didn't
styled
do
it.
an English translation of that. I'm looking at it in English.
Oh,
Come on.
sorry.
So it's going to take you a while, Susanna? Or
Probably.
you can wait if it's doable within a
I can wait.
reasonable time.
Well,
Maybe I'm almost finished. Let's see. Yes.
Oh, you gave a first name and last name to the SHF admin on the site too. That's good.
Okay, now I have a passphrase. Let's see if this works again. Now I got a different question. Cool. Yes, it's deploying. No, something wrong.
something wrong.
Yes.
Something we can help with? Do you want to share your screen?
Yes, now I think I can share my screen.
I guess I should look at it. Yeah, yeah, this has to do with, yeah, if you've updated stuff, you need to make sure you have your SSH key and public files and stuff for logging into Git. As Capistrano goes on, it needs to get stuff from Git, and it's depending on you, Susanna, the administrator who's running Capistrano, of having the right SSH key files so it can do that.
Aha. Okay.
So you need to.
I need to put my new SSH key in my Git probably. No.
Or you need to be able to log into Git using SSH. Wait, let me look at stuff. So this is a gem that Capistrano uses. It's like the Capistrano, just FYI. Capistrano dash, or this is in Capistrano itself. Sorry, this is.
Okay, that's done. Mission denied. Yes, okay, I get the same there.
Hold on, let me see if I can. I mean, one, I can I do it? I think I could deploy if needed, but you need to be able to get this done.
Did you see what keys are available right now?
So So let me look back, see what you're doing, Susanna. So Susanna, you need to go to your GitHub profile page or account page, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And make sure you have an SSH key there. And I know you're sharing your screen, so you won't be able to see it right away, but.
I'm sharing the other screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
In our Google chat, I put up, that's the help page to GitHub. So that you can verify it's there and test your SSH connection.
Yes, I am there already.
Okay, so have you tested your SSH connection?
I'm working on that.
Okay.
This. Mm-hmm.
Got it. Right. Take a bite of the snack.
Yeah, then I'm going to make some coffee.
You hear that empty mug?
Oh. No.
Good. It looks like it can't find your file. And maybe you can already see this. It's going through different places looking for it. So I know maybe you already see, if you scroll back up to the top of those debug messages, you can see, because I'm pointing to my screen, you can see this is where it's looking for your key for your SSH ID file.
Yes.
Okay. So first make sure it can find it.
Okay. I try again. Okay. Yeah. Hmm.
You probably just hit return and let it
Okay.
put it there by
Yeah.
default.
And then it says it already exists. So I press yes.
You want? Yeah.
And then I get an image and a new fingerprint. Okay. And then we do this. Hmm. Right. Okay. I don't know what to do.
So maybe Susanna and I can work through this and deploy. I mean, you all can, I'm just saying. So
Are we doing this on DigitalOcean? Is that what we're looking at right now?
we will
No, it's just my computer.
That's your computer. Just
right. So
okay.
the other thing is that I can do the deploy.
Yeah.
Let me get my environment variables correct because I have them set up to do. To my staging. Is that something we want to do? Or
I'd like to confirm that our fixes the problem. So if we could, yeah.
okay, so let me shelve my changes and get it all cleaned up. So,
Should we switch to looking at your screen, Ashley?
yeah, hold on, let me just update my
Yep.
keys. Bill, and we'll see. Okay. Switch. All right, let me. You making progress, Susanna?
Something. Not quite there yet, but something.
But I'll go ahead. I can't ever remember the prediction. Or here we go. So you all can see that mine's churning through.
Yep.
Release files. It's creating symbolic links to the
Okay.
directories. So we'll see what it does with that app views pages file here.
There it is.
Created the link. That's a good sign. So probably need to copy. Well, let's see.
And it did remove the last one? Is that the line that I see?
Well, there wasn't one before.
But there's a remove.
Oh, wait. Maybe I did
command?
create it before. 728. This was the previous. So I'll go in and look at that. Let me just watch, make sure this is going through.
But line number 15 is the one I meant. While it's still there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, my highlight colors are not good on this. Yeah, I need to check that out. Okay, it says it's deployed. So I'm going to switch to, so here I'm logged in to the system.
It's gone.
Oh, I switched to a different terminal window. Sorry. So it,
But when I do it, it's gone.
Yeah, they're gone.
yeah, so let me, so I'll copy, so I'll copy the backups over, and then, yeah, it looks like I need to learn more about how that works and see why it overwrote those.
But are they completely empty, or is it the ones from GitHub there?
Empty.
Just the SHF board meeting minutes link is there, but when you open it, there's no documents available.
Well, they're not supposed to be any documents, so that's fine.
For the board meeting
That's not a
minutes?
good test. Look at a different one.
That's
But
the
there are
only
no
one.
different.
That's it. Those are missing.
Okay. Yes,
that-
they're completely missing.
That list
That's
is
weird.
is created dynamically from the contents of the pages directory, from the files in there.
Right, so I can copy over what's, so I'll copy over the ones that I just saved.
And then we should recover everything, sure.
Yeah, so,
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So you should copy them to the shared directory, or
well, they're symbolically linked. So if I,
okay. So if you do the to the link, they'll be
yeah, it really,
to the
I mean,
shared one. Okay, yeah. Doesn't matter then. Yeah.
yeah, okay. Okay, so those. Okay. See if they're there. If you refresh.
Back in business, yep.
And check the images. That's what I'm particularly interested in.
Images are back.
Good. So Susanna, that looks good to you?
On which one are there images, Patrick?
Refreshing.
The one that it's MEDLEMSBEVISET.
Memberships. So that,
Memberships. Yeah.
yeah, Patrick.
Memberships.
Medlems.
Yeah.
I can't. Medlems,
You,
but
you,
Memberships.
You would have made it 2 words. Medlemsbeviset. But in Swedish, one thing is 1 word.
Right, that
You know what I
dramatic.
said?
As it is in Dutch.
Yeah, they compound words.
Yeah.
Which is
Okay,
great.
but at least now we have a backup, so it's easy to put them back.
Can you
Yeah.
try another deploy, Ashley?
Do you want me to do it again and
Yeah.
Just for fun, or why?
No, because I expected now not to remove the files.
Ah,
yeah, and that's what my question is too about the link directory. What the
can I try see if I have got it working?
Yes, yeah, and I don't know if it will say, oh, there's nothing new to deploy, or
No, it just does it again, I think.
will be good.
Okay, let's try.
Yes, I got mine working.
Great.
Do you want to share your screen so we can watch that directory, please? So, did it? We already.
I saw some removes there, but I'm not sure what they are.
Bin release. So it's making the links there.
Yeah, and no remove there.
So are the files still there? Patrick, you want to?
Let's see.
Yep, but the pictures aren't.
No,
Oh.
it's back to the GitHub state.
Oh, okay.
It is back to the GitHub state.
So I didn't fix it.
Yep.
Okay.
No.
So I'll copy those over just so that. Okay. Are they there now?
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, it's still the GitHub state.
Yes, it's still the GitHub state.
I just copied the pages into there. Refreshed.
No, it's still the old stuff of the GitHub state.
Oh, it did not link. It didn't even create the link. Okay, so I'll look at that logic to see. I mean, maybe yeah. Okay, so that didn't work.
Does this mean that the deployment from Susanna is different from yours?
Well,
That could be it. Yes,
well,
but it shouldn't be.
right. So that's what my question is that when what is that task in Capistrano? How is that written? When it is working with those linked directories, does it do checks to see? I mean, that's what I don't know.
I have to go. My Mac's almost out of battery power here.
That's fine. So I'll copy these into the. Yeah.
Yeah, let's know how it turns out, Ashley.
I'm doing another deploy just to see if, yes, there was something.
Okay. You're not sharing your screen anymore. So.
I know. I'm working on that too.
Okay.